Welcome, everybody. Guess what time it is? You know what time it is, right? What's up, everywhere? What's up, PMC? What's up, Mac? I know you chilling in the background, but I don't think you guys want to see me, right? You want to see this person right there. That's the person you want to see. Yes. This is the Diva Show, and I'm just a sergeant at arms. How you doing, Miko?
I'm doing really good. He said a diva show. It is not a diva show. It's a we want to talk to y'all show.
We're talking that mic. Bring it closer to you.
Can you hear me?
No, that mic.
Oh, look, I'm the wrong one. I'm thinking this one's on right now.
I know. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Hey,
we just want to talk to everybody. We're not going to call it the diva show because we don't have a panel full of divas, even though diva number 2 is supposed to be logging in any minute on live stream. Norman. Hi, sweetie.
You're
PMC
crazy.
and Mac, how you doing?
Oh,
I'm just saying.
They love that.
I have to give that shout out to you guys because, I miss you. I see a couple of you guys kind of tag me on Facebook. Mac, you something else. Ooh, child, let me tell you. But enough of all that. We're gonna get right back to it. We're gonna pick up where we left off at because I had a lot of fun last time and it brought up a lot of questions. Even though the women were trying to get up here and get on Victor's bandwagon.
Oh, I got a bandwagon now.
You got a bandwagon now.
Oh man, you paid them, right? Well, let me do this for everybody. So if you're just joining us, this is our morning coffee Monday, and of course, I don't have to tell you that Mario's not here. He's on a personal journey to support a near and dear friend, and all props to him. As well as this is our last week of the month for broadcasting. We have a week off. We have a week off next week.
My face?
Yeah, that's okay. It's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad. It's kind of cute. Kind of cute there, aren't you? You know what? First of all, I know you guys don't want to hear me talk. You want to actually listen to Miko. But let me give you a little background for some of you guys, just so you know. Miko has her own Miko Williams show. It's Blog Talk Radio. She's going to tell you all about it. I mean, she talks about a number of things, but the reality of life, more specifically, sex and relationships. So she's sitting
Mainly
in
relationships, though.
Yeah, well, mainly, yes. And she sits in here when Mario's off on his journey, of course. She sits in to bring us what we call life. Now, when you see somebody like this talking about life, you don't need a lot of answers. You actually don't need a lot of questions. So what we're going to do, and I like that name, Vic of Nas. Mac always like to assign these names. But
then what name he has for me then? Mac, give me one.
Yeah, okay.
Mac, be nice though. No craziness.
Careful.
Don't give me some anime cartoon name.
That's wrong. Hey, look, the real reason we're here is to not only support Miko because she is not only a rising star, but she is a host and personality. And we also know that when talent comes running by you, you stop it and you say, whoa. Can you come in here and sit in the big chair? So she's sitting in the big chair. And before we do that, I want to give shouts out to people that attended the Playboy Jazz concert or festival yesterday.
I missed it?
Yes.
You didn't call me.
You know what? I got caught.
Oh, my God. And
I got caught short.
Oh, man, you got to talk. Oh, my God.
I got caught short.
Because I like to go to stuff like that. And I'm a jazz woman.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Okay.
You got it. All right, you feel better?
I feel better.
Okay. All right.
I'll get over it.
So what I'm going to do is real quick here is just make sure that everything is tuned to the right cycle. So what I do is I look around because, when I don't have Mario in, I always feel that something is being left off. And I know I'm going to find it later on in the show. But in the meantime, what we're going to do, we're going to get right into it because there's some subjects that Miko touched upon and it kind of attached to some other things. And it went into further discussions with us. And I said, I'm not going to be the one that's going to lead this. This is going to be Miko. Miko's going to talk about it. She's going to give you the 411. Sex, relationships. Would you tell them, is this more relationships or more about sex?
Yikes. You know what? This is actually a balance of the two because they go hand in hand.
Right.
So with that being said, we did last time for the previous segment, we talked about expectations and preconditions, which led to this. And in doing so, the topics that we were trying to come up with for you guys were based on the last show. So with the last show being done, it was a lot of things that came up of which direction we wanted to go in. And that being said, we came up with, old school dating. Well, actually, let me correct myself. Old school dining a woman versus new school dating a lady. And, when you talk about stuff like that, there's so many different avenues you can take with that. And we're not sure how people will respond to those type of subject matters, because it does tap into sex and relationship. But I guess it's timing at this point. So if you think about it, is it I'm gonna give you A. Is it sensitive, passionate, or an aggressive man when it comes to something like that? Or is it B, conservative man versus an impatient woman, which would be Wah.
Okay.
I'm working on it, though.
Right.
But when you think about that, it makes you go, or you can go to C. Old school dining means wait for love versus new school dating may mean how long is it before bedtime. Now, everybody know. Now, maybe young generation don't know about the bedtime. Old generation would say bedtime. Young generation would not say bedtime, Victor. No, they would not.
What would they say?
But it's a passive way of getting the message across without being rugged or sounding too blunt, too direct. And, it with young school, it's more of when can we
hit it.
Have intercourse? When
can I hit it?
Yeah.
Right.
And for our people who are conservative, could you explain hit it means when can we have sex?
Right.
Or when can we F? Same thing. I just said two different ways, but it's the same thing. And that's what it means. So, guys, you tell us. Based on your experiences, how you roll, not even how you roll, just your experiences of how you've dealt with women or how women approach you. And do you think it's a game when it's being done?
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, because when we say old school dating a woman versus new school dating, or dining a woman versus new school dating a lady.
Well, that comes with mannerism, that comes with etiquette, respect. Not asking up front. It's indirect. It's better. It's instead of direct. And it's about it all boils down to the respect factor.
Okay.
Because back then, old school dating and dining a woman, you didn't tend to ask up front unless you were with the Bad Boy production crew back then, which were like the gangsters, and women knew back then.
Right.
It was all.
Or the players.
Yeah, the players, yeah.
Right.
Or what they call the ladies' man.
Well, let me ask you this.
Exactly.
Okay. When I think old school.
You stink old school?
When I think, you know what? It's so wrong. That's so wrong. Well, you blast me.
I had to get you, because last time you said D.I., and I'll never forget that.
I'm going to leave you alone.
Not to get off subject matter, but I don't catch Victor with saying things like that because he's so informative. So when he talks about things, he's not what I call Steve Harvey character tongue-tied. He is not. So when I do catch you in the moments, I'm a clown.
You got me. I told her that. I said, you could clown me all day long because I need to be clowned. I need to be brought back up to the level. See, I'm a low running brother. I'm trying to get up to your level.
You better be careful with that running because they already gave you a name for the running.
I'm going to leave that alone because I don't even know what that means. And I won't even open up a can of worms on this one.
What did the lady call? What did the women call you? They said that you were what? You made that.
I have not. I don't.
That was the other segment you said it. I'm not going to bring it up again. But no, he did not just play the. Wow.
I have no idea.
Okay.
And let me get back
That's
to
my brother from another mother. We're going to leave that alone.
Let me do this. Okay. I like Max. He said back in the days, the 70s, if you don't have anything firmed up in 10 minutes, move on. Now, wait a minute. Let me stop on this.
Wait, Mac, is that serious? No, I'm not clowning Mac. I'm inquiring now because, I'm a 73 baby. So I'm telling my age.
Wait a minute.
I don't know. Well, he's 70, right?
Well, no. Let's do this because remember, everybody wants to know why we're comparing old school dining a woman versus new school dating a lady.
True.
And is there a difference between a woman and a lady? Because old school dining, let me say this, as far as we know, old school dining.
I like to hear the guy version of it, so I'm going to let you speak on
it.
That's
right. And that way you could tell me.
I'm learning.
Old school dining, first thing it is that basically you're going out, minimum to go out to dinner. You're going to dine, number one. It's the quality, the whole thing. Two, Most of the time. I mean, let's just say it. You're courting to court down the road, or dating, if you want to call it that.
Well, you're in the process of that when
Right,
you first
you're
initiated
developing-
that, right?
Right. Now, dating old school meant
Or is
something-
that when the tab is being paid for already?
Oh, wait, well, let me say this. It all breaks down to age too. So if you're younger, you're going, well, we don't look at it as formal as that. Let's just get together and see what we can do what it do. If you're older, it's a little different. Now, wait a minute.
Wait, Victor, wait, hold on. Now, we're going to have to clear that up because you're making my thought process go a little further. You can't say age bracket because
Why?
when you specifically say old generation versus new generation, old generation covering their young to their old, young, middle, and old, old age, and at that point, it was all the same. The courtship, the
Right.
respect, the dining,
How
the
long?
courtship.
We're talking about time.
Well, hold on.
All right.
But their views are a little different than
That's
new
right.
generation views. So new generation, it's like a mixture. It's like you throw stuff in the blender and that's what you get.
Which I'm now talking about.
Okay.
What do
With-
women prefer? Because let me say this. Watch this. You're going to get to this. First of all, you know what I learned about women lately? Whether it's whatever
Well,
age.
hold on. Wait.
They said
Overall?
time, don't have time. In other words, I don't want to waste a lot of time. Old school dining, you got to put in a lot of time.
But old school women understood that.
What about new school ladies?
They don't understand that 100%. And I'm not going to say they don't understand because I would be false saying that.
Right.
I would say they don't understand that 100%, meaning you have some level of information about it. You know what you're dealing with somewhat, but you don't have all of the basics and
Let's ask you.
wow.
See, this is what I was saying. See, I love when, you know what I love, everybody, is that when you get to that age where all of a sudden the maturity, the experience, now you all in that.
Well, but hold on, because I was raised old school, but I had to, like any other person, whether it's male or female, rebellious side, we all go through.
You
But
was rebellious?
I'm liberal on certain things, and I'm mainly traditional on old school.
Okay.
Because that's how I was raised.
Okay.
The man opened up the car door. We talked about this.
Well, see, we're talking about time.
Well,
more
that
so and
segues
treatment.
into the dining.
Right.
So yes, that goes hand in hand with that. As far as old school, new school, they don't care too much if you open the door or not. It's click click and get in.
If now look, first of all, nobody knows that you're still in your 20s, but let's just pretend you're in your early 20s, but you're about 24. Really, she's about 28, 29.
I am not.
Okay, look at it this way: when you're in your younger
I
years, dating is to me one. When they say back in a certain age, you didn't analyze dating. You didn't get into this. This conversation is for thinking adults who are really thinking about what they're going to do.
Well,
when you're younger,
well, hold on. When you're younger, you're gullible. When you're younger, you're happy-go-lucky. You're free-spirited.
Is
what
it
people
more
call
fun?
it's more fun.
Is it less fun now?
It could be fun depending on who the person you're going out with.
Wait a minute.
So
Wait a minute, Mac, see, this is why I love what she's doing. Mac is already saying, look at the real deal. No man wants to waste his money on someone who does not have any social class. So he's going to another area.
okay, yeah, he is going to. Mac, we're going down that lane later,
Right.
but we're working up to the social class.
And-
And yes, that is thank you for saying that. That is very important,
But-
social class, because that deals with older generation,
Right.
not so much younger generation. I
Right.
hear a lot of guys out there say that young women or women of younger generation lack that.
Right.
They
Well,
do. They lack it. They figure because
you-
they have the looks, because they have the long hair and the big
you like it?
butts and the big butt.
Did you like it?
Did I like it?
What's it?
No, actually I didn't. No, because I had a nana,
Oh, what's a nana?
my babysitter, my granny. I had a nana, and my nana, she was very hardcore. She was very strong. She was from that era of old school. I mean,
Right.
for God's sake, the woman was like 85 going on 90.
Right.
So her thing was table etiquette, don't stay on the phone all night with whoever. They run up your units, let them call you, don't call them. And, she was about, when it comes to social class, like Max said, table settings and, letting a man do certain things. Don't, put your foot in your mouth. real soon. How to be a woman and let a man be a man. I hear that a lot with the new generation. I'm hearing for new generation that a lot of the guys, and I'm not just talking or speaking on the brothers, I'm talking about men, period, are saying that the younger women are lacking those skills of how to appreciate a man, let a man be a man, knowing the role play. And that comes into play with this, the role play. What your role is as a woman when it comes to dating. I hear a lot of men saying that well-off men, men that are not so well-off, blue-collar, white-collar, I hear it all. They're saying the same thing, so there's a problem with that.
So you're saying that in this comparison between old school dining a woman versus new school dining a woman. Dining a lady.
Well, it's still a woman.
The reason why the terms are there.
The terms, I know you're breaking them down because one is supposed to be, I guess.
Would a woman want to be treated like a woman or a lady?
She's classy.
Classy means lady, woman. See, that's the word I love. It may be no difference at all.
No, it is a difference.
Okay.
Because you could be a woman and be streetwide. Right. You could be a lady and not be streetwide.
Okay.
Okay, now that, if you want to go there.
Okay. I want to go there.
Lord,
I want to go there. So look, the conversation is about this. Look at it this way. Max says anyone looking for a long-term relationship, he needs to know a few questions. Baby mama, or do you have a job, high school dropout, or education? But we're talking about dating.
But that's part of dating. See, back then, I had this conversation before. Oh, my God, it's taboo that it comes up like this. When you are dating, back then, taking a woman out, men appreciated taking a woman out because you're getting the attention of the woman that you're seeking, that you're hunting, one that you have some level of interest in.
Right.
Whether you didn't display right up front that you wanted to just go have sex, you had to work your way up to that because you didn't want her to think that you were like a sleepyhead or a man who was just wilding out. Your persona, your cash flow back then, and also the way you handle yourself was also determined if a particular class of woman that you were seeking was to accept and pick and accept you. Now you don't know what to think now because like Max said, it is kind of like an interview. Back then it wasn't so much of an interview because it brings us back to that. It was fun back then, even with the generation of the old school. It was still fun regardless of the age. But now with new school, it don't seem so much fun. And it's still an interview. You want to ask, like Max said, you got to ask background check. You got to do a general background check, make sure they're not a child molester. You want to know their birth, if they were actually a woman before they changed to a man or vice versa. Ooh. It's gender. No, it's real talk on that.
But you're missing something too. And Max said not true, but I'm not going to get specific.
Not true.
But wait a minute. We're going to find out what he specifically wants. What I'm saying is this. I agree with you.
Yeah, back then, he's right. I refer to back then.
I think that dating, for the folks, when you're talking about relative to dating, because most people look in two categories, mature and older. But young, people think young too. Wild. Young and buck wild doesn't mean you're not having a good time. Some people just being young and buck wild doesn't mean they're irresponsible. I think younger people are going, it's better now. That you're not, because you're young and dating doesn't mean you're not necessarily irresponsible.
Well, then what's the difference between the young and buck wild and the older, mature in dating? Then let me hear that from you.
Right. Okay. Young and buck wild, they're not doing an analysis. Two, they're coming up in their time.
No, not true.
Wait a minute.
No, not true. Because go to a club.
Wait a minute. I'm not.
Come on now.
Wait a minute.
Because them girls be out there be like, what are you working with?
Wait a minute.
They're analyzing, all right. They're analyzing your checkbook, your bankroll, the kind of car you drive. You hear women all the time. Get your money up. Get your money up.
The difference between now and back then, you had time. You didn't have to rush it all out there in the beginning on the first date. Most of the time, you could spend time, and that wasn't the necessary evil, so to speak.
And that brings us back to the patient department.
That's why I said time.
Yow.
So right now, what's the difference today? Because guys will do it, and women like this. Let me drive up.
Too?
Let me drive up. Now I'm driving up. Let me step out. Look at my shoes. Look at the car. Look at this. Boom, boom. I gave you 1, 2, 3. I got money. Boom. And it's going to lead into our second subject, maybe our third. We're talking about the bad boys. And we're going to get into that later. But right now, you know.
Wait a minute. It wasn't always the bad boys who stepped like that. Good guys stepped up like that too. But bad boys had a little.
They spend less time getting to what they want. That's
Right.
new school. That's today, right? What do you prefer?
Old school.
So how much time will you give a brother before you sit back and say, you're not coming fast enough?
I might feel that way, but I'm still giving him that time. I'm still playing it out, you know?
Wait, Max said, what years, Miko? When you're referencing age,
I know.
What are you referencing?
Right. 92 going back.
No. Years of age.
Years of age. He's asking for age bracket. I do apologize, Mac, for that. If we're going age bracket, we'll say anything from 18 to 25. 28 new school, because you don't really when you get the 30 mark,
you change up.
You're changing up, because now you're having self-reflections of am I having too much going out than coming in when I'm spending money on these different chicks? What's the deal? From a guy's standpoint of view, or do you guys not care? Right.
And let me ask you this. When you think of dating, don't say it. Yeah, let you talk about that later. Mac, you crazy. Let me say this. Is there a difference between, I'm saying this, dating only meant the ends to getting to that person and seeing what's up. You didn't even think beyond really long term. As a
old school, you did.
Right. Young school
generation.
You're going right here.
Yeah.
Now here's the part.
You're at checkpoints with the new school. Old school, it was a plan. It was talked about. It was discussed. Right. You knew automatically once you got to that dinner table, and you saw that this woman was the type of woman you can actually see yourself with as a life partner. Then the plan became one plan. You were on the same accord. And she knew what she had to do, and she knew what she had to give at that point. But it wasn't what she did; it was how she did it back then. Nowadays, it's not. It don't seem so much like that. It seems like that is being lacked, from what I see.
Well, let me ask you this:
who said right?
No, they're having a different conversation.
Oh, Lord.
They're a different conversation. That's PMC. And
Norm. I see. And Norm, hi,
Norm. Let me ask you this. Okay. When people change dating, do they change when they get to that certain age you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Do they become less fun? And you know what I'm talking about when I say that. Less fun, meaning as soon as you shift and say, let me slow me down now. I've had my fun. They usually say that, I did all those things. Now I don't. Is it wise to take away the things that made you happy and feel good? Because not being younger, being out there having fun was a bad thing.
Okay, you're talking about reality. Reality does set in after, like people say, the honeymoon part of it. Honeymoon doesn't necessarily mean what old school consider honeymoon. New generation honeymoon is the fairy tale peaches and cream and the pretty stuff. All the smoke and mirrors and all that. Now, once that phase out, now you're getting back into reality.
Right.
How much can this person do for me? What does this person have to offer? What could they bring to the table together?
Let me ask you a question.
It's a selfish type of thing to do, but you're looking out for you.
When you go out, Miko, go out.
I don't really go out.
See, how are you going to talk with people if you don't go out?
No, I don't really go out like that.
No, wait a minute.
I go out, but not like that.
Let me say this. When I say go out,
I go out enough to know.
No, I'm joking with you.
No, I mean, ain't.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. What I'm saying is, going out means when you're going to enjoy yourself, whatever it is. It's not clubbing necessarily. It means whatever it is. Here's my question to you, Miko. What does it mean to you when you go out, having a good time? Let's just say you're going to they're talking back and forth.
No, he's making a good point, Mac. Mac is making a good point.
Wait
Let me break it down. Do you want to get in her panties or in her mind? The first one, you know what? People usually tell what they're thinking right off the back. Now, when he started typing, he typed in her panties first. Didn't we talk about that? Sex, number one. Main mission.
What's the reason for dating?
Main mission.
What's the main reason for dating?
Well, you would think.
What's the main reason for dating?
So you can find your soulmate.
Right.
You try to get. You thought I was gonna say the other route. No, I see your face, Joker.
I'm just saying that.
There's no winning here.
No. It's not about winning. I'm just saying, if you ask you, that's one thing.
Thank you, Phil. He said both. At least he honest, but he married. You know, Mac not married. Mac still player. How? You know, you don't even got no woman. While you talking. So I like to know, how come he don't have a woman with all these assets that he's supposed to have, that's supposed to be so that.
Oh, Mac, you know, she's slamming you, Mac.
I'm not slamming. I'm just being real with it. You know, why is it that Mac, he sounds like a ideal type of guy for a lot of women. So what's the problem?
Well, I'll say this. Let me say this.
Because if this, and he's the prime example. What we talk about, what you call it, the man that's supposed to be busted, something. Yeah, you right.
See,
no, Max sitting up here, he talk a lot of shit. But my thing is, let's be real. Now, this man is supposed to be, from what I'm hearing, a Victor Newman type.
Oh, he will never
low end.
He will never let you know what he is. That's the macadelic.
Y'all already told on him. So since that's the case, why does he not have a woman? And
wonder if he has one.
No, he not married. That's what I'm getting to, because that leads down to the dating part. How long is it going to take Mac to get the draws that he already said? And then on top of that, how come... Well, you know, if that's what you like, Mac, you need to change up.
No, he's describing himself.
But that don't mean that you look like that.
No,
dang.
You're missing it.
No, I'm trying to go around it.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to go around
Mac,
it.
Too much information, man.
No, but I mean, if he's, you know, my thing is, a man of his stature, how come he's not settled down? He might have been before. I'm not talking about before. Now.
How come you're not settled down?
I was.
How come you're not settled down?
Because I divorced the person.
How come you're not settled down?
Well, we working on that. We working on that. See, I can be honest, but no, he's way older than me.
Right. I got you.
So I'm like, I don't have what he have.
Right. I understand.
But he has all of these things that women talk about, that y'all men brag about.
So let me say,
if he's dating and he's old school,
right, is
his fun being taken away because of he's older generation, old school dating versus new school dating?
Okay.
Now, that's a fair question.
That's fair. No, it's fair for Mac. But let me ask you this. This is the part.
Answer, Mac.
Mac.
Stop typing an answer.
Mac is not going to give you enough ammunition so you can get him. I can tell you that right now.
I'm not trying to get him. I'm just being...
He wants you to get him.
I'm not trying to squeeze blood out of a turnip.
Mac wants you to get him.
I am not. He wants me to get him.
Yes.
That sounds kind of raw.
Well, okay. Let me leave that alone.
Yeah, I'm not going that route with Mac. I'm just, I just want to know where Mac is at on this, because Mac seems to have a lot of input. So besides his clownish ways, I want to know what he truly feels without the BS being added,
Wait a minute. See, you got to be careful. He sets you up. You know that, right? You know he sets you up. But let me just say this. Before you answer that question. Before you answer that question.
You never know.
I know. Before you answer this question. Let me tell you why I think old school dining a woman and new school dating a lady have become closer together as it relates to time.
Okay, I'm listening.
Because more mature women, when I say that, thinking, not necessarily age, have not a lot of time to waste. They have now moved to their time. Whatever the requirements are, whether it's quality, being a gentleman, all those things, what you used to have, that was something that's still there. But guess what they're saying now? Don't be wasting 5-6 months to show me as much as you can, or 4 or 5 months or a year. I need to know in how much time. And I asked you this about a week ago. How long do you want to go? Okay, you're my target. You're targeting me. How much time before I know that you have now completed the first phase of your mission almost impossible state a movement on me? That means I have to get past that. We're going to date. Now we're going to move on. And you're going to go to the next level. How much time before you want to make that determination when you first meet that person?
I gave you an answer. Let me give you a perfect example of adding to that. Look at Chloe and Lamar. Chloe and what's her husband name?
Oh, you're talking about Lamar Odom?
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider that just crazy.
Right.
With the time frame.
Right.
Everything was within a month's time.
But is it working?
The dating and for them. But a lot of people that's old school said it's no way in HEL
and they're
a
biased.
person could learn that amount of time. New school is like whatever works.
So it worked.
So, but it did. But that's not
wrong.
for everyone.
What about...
It doesn't make them wrong.
Right.
It makes it right for that particular couple. And that's what...
Are women less patient this day, regardless?
I am.
See? So what I'm saying
No,
is...
I'm serious. I am. I'm so in the right now moment.
So...
You know, but... And I'm going to say but... Yes. I can admit to that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, my time is ticking. And we're getting to that. Yeah, I don't mind telling on myself. I mean, it's cool, you know, but at the same time, you know, when you get up in age, your body changes. And I have to say this with women, your body changes. So if your body's changing, the things that you used to do at the age of 20, you can no longer do at the age of, and I'm not talking about outside, I'm talking about physical, you know, internal. Every woman has a different situation. So if she's used to being what you call very athletic, if she doesn't consistently practice that for a long length of time as far as condition, then her body changes. They say for women, I think if I can recall from a friend of mine that's a doctor, she said age 25 your body changed. After 25, then it's 35, then it's 40, and then the numbers they're not even gapped out anymore. They get closer and closer together.
Right.
You know, women wanting to have kids at a certain amount of time, you know, because they know that once their body change, it's more risky. High pregnancy and stuff like that. So when it comes to dating women, if they're not in their 20s or their early or mid 30s, then things change. And that's when the impatient factor comes in. Because now they're thinking about long term, and they're thinking about they don't have that much time to waste.
Right.
So those are what you were saying, the analytical portion of the dating part.
The individual itself.
But with old school, they had a timeline, well, a guideline they would go by. And they even use them in wedding books today. You know, when you're planning for a wedding, there's a timeline there. You know, within this amount of weeks, you do this. Within this amount of months, you do this. And right before this, you do this. So with that being said, why are you laughing?
Because Max said this. See, I love this. I love what Miko's doing. She's really breaking it down. But Max said, if we're in the same money bracket, he'll send you a bus ticket to Port Townsend, Washington. He just he just cut to the chase. What did he just say?
Okay, that's fine and all.
Yeah, okay.
But that might not work for every woman. What if she don't want to take a bus? What if she don't want to do that? I mean, you know, to Port Townsend. I mean, she might not want that.
Wait a minute.
She might want you to do, especially if you're dating traditional. Now, traditional women be like, well, I can't say that. I'm going to take that back. The reason why I said that, because I thought about back in the day when they didn't have all the nice cars and stuff.
Right.
I guess it's best, it's best for me to say, depending on the woman, depending on the woman's understanding.
Right.
And what do you call it when people are not so materialistic?
What do you mean, real?
Okay, well, real. But, you know, there's some women, you know, back in the day, old school. When I say old school, I'm not just talking, let me see, 1930s bus.
Right.
Or you walking. And if you had or could afford a car, you had it, but they used it wisely.
Right.
So a woman back then wouldn't mind for him to send a ticket to Port Townsend.
Right.
Now, we're talking 1973, a little different.
Right.
They had buses, they had cars, and they had more than one car. If the family was okay and both people working,
right,
the woman she might like what he said, what Max said, or she might not deal with that. She might want Max to be like, you're not sending, because some women is disrespectful.
Right.
If you send them a ticket to such and such.
Right.
To get them there. They'd rather you come to drive, because you want to, you know, she wants, and I think that's a setup too, drive to her house,
right,
meet her parents, get out the car, and back then, what is it, 1950s, 1960s, they did that. But they did that.
Yeah.
Am I lying? Come on, Max.
There's some that do it.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
If you say 1987,
the Prince,
a little different.
The rise of
Prince. A little
Prince.
different. Right, a little different. Stupid. It's a little different, right? It's a little different.
Hey, but
so
women got liberated when Prince came in.
no, I wouldn't even say with Prince. Way before that, when they were all doing the flower child stuff, it was, hey, everybody love everybody. Sunflowers this and, yeah, brother and white power, black power. It was everything back then under the sun. Everybody was in that love moment.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
Pre-social media.
Yes,
right?
but
all pre.
Back then, those women would be like, yeah, send me a ticket. Yeah, Max, send me to Port Townsend. Now, today, it's a little different. It depends on the woman. Like I said, old school or new school. It depends on how she was raised, the era, and her perception of things.
I got you.
Right?
Okay. All right. Good. So, look, we got our first segment here with the new school, old school dating. What we can't agree is that the quality is still more important. That's consistent. The woman or a lady wants to be treated with not only respect and also wants to be treated like a princess. You want to be treated like she's important. Want to be treated like she's really being cared for. All because dating at the same time, do you want a guy to date you because you just averagely, you're out there dating, or do you want him to treat you like you're a princess? I'm dating a princess, or do you?
I want him to treat me like I would treat him, with mutual respect.
What about? So you just want average?
I wouldn't even understand the princess mode.
Oh, there's some guys that'll treat you.
No, but I wouldn't understand the princess mode because some women could say, yeah, he could treat me like a princess, but I want to be treated like a queen.
What would you prefer, queen or princess?
Queen.